Hey guys, in this short video I'm going to be going over ES6's destructuring. So what destructuring allows you to do is break down variables or containers and pull specific values out of them, which we'll typically use when we're trying to make it easier to use certain things in an array or an object. So let's say we have an animals array that has a bird, dog, and a cat in it. And I'm going to create a new variable called animal1, and I wanted animal1 to equal the bird. The normal way that you would do this is you would just use, to access certain properties on an array, is you're going to call the array, you're going to use brackets, and then you're going to say what index it is. So in an array there's 3 items in here, but they have indexes, and that's how you access them, and the indexes start at 0. So it's not 1, 2, 3. The bird is an index of 0, then 1, then 2. But the length of this array is 3, if that makes sense. So if I wanted the animal1 to be equal to the bird, I would just say animals 0, and that will make it the bird. Now, let's say I have animal, I'm going to create 2 more animals. There, and now I have 3 animals and they all equal one of these. So that seems kind of extra, right? We made that all into 3 lines. What we can do instead is use destructuring, which allows us again to pull different things out of an array or an object. So it's going to allow us to pull each one of these items out super easily for assigning them to or assigning these values to certain variables. So what we're going to do instead of this, let's comment this out. And what we're going to do is we're going to say let, and then the syntax for destructuring, pretty much you can use whatever way, let, constant, or whatever. And then you're going to use the you're going to use some brackets and that are braces. And then what you're going to do is going to, let's give these names. So how many objects or items do we have? We have 3. So what we're going to do is say animal1, animal2, animal3. And these, what goes in here is going to be name of the variables that we want. So instead of using let 3 times or const whatever 3 times, we're just going to do it on 1 line and put them in this an array. And then we're going to assign it the value of animals. There you go. And now what this did, it probably looks confusing. This is all in 1 line, cut so much code out. Is now what we really have said is that animal1, let animal1 equal index, whatever is in the index 1, whatever is, let animal2 define animal2 as whatever is in animals 2, and so on. So now if I say console.log, look, animal1 is defined. I never used let individually, but I have destructured the animals array and broke it apart and assigned certain pieces of it to different variables. So now if I console.log animal1 and I run this, we get bird. So you see we have destructured this animals array, and that's what destructuring is, which will come in clutch, especially we get into more complicated code bases. The next thing you can also do is you can actually destructure objects. So let's say we have an object equals, I'm going to say name is, my name is David, don't forget the comma, and age is 25. And let's say I wanted to, my wife is 25 too. So let's say I wanted to get this value right here. What you can do, let's say age, so the typical way again to access properties on an object is a little different. What you can do is the dot notation, so you can say age equals, let's make this comma, my age, to make this clear. I could do object dot, and you see age, because age is a property on the object, and that will make it, this will console.log my age, and then you see 25. That's the typical way to get properties of an object. But there's another way. Let's say there is multiple on here, and you don't want to do const this and const that and const this and keep going all the way down like we did up here. What you can do with an object is, instead of using the array brackets, we're going to use the curly braces, and then let's define what we want. We want the name off of here, and we want the age, and then we're going to say object. Now I can console.log name, and we get David. So you see we have again destructured this object. Now why would you want to do this? This is typically good even for with the array. Let's say you have an object that has a certain function. Maybe we have on here, say hello, and this is a function that, gotta use a comma, console that logs hi there. What we can do is now get this say hello property off of the object. So now we don't want everything out of this object. We just want the function say hello. So now what I can do is say, call that say hello function, and it should work when I run it. And you see it says hi there. That's typically like what you'll use the destructuring for when it comes to objects, is you want to pull something out of it and you only want one thing out of it, not the whole thing. So destructuring is very powerful. You can see, one, it allows us to eliminate a lot of lines of code, and two, it makes it simpler and easier to use functions. So if I did not destructure this, what I really would have had to do is I would have had to call the function after the object. So I would have had to say hello like that. That's what I would have had to do. But this makes it simpler and it just makes it a little bit more easier. When you have huge code bases, you don't want to be saying object that say hello, or whatever the function call is, a billion times throughout your code base. It makes it complicated, hard to read, and you don't really understand. But if you can pull it out like this makes it much easier. So if I call this say hello function throughout my code base going forward, it'll be much easier to read and utilize it. And that's another benefit to using destruction. So I hope this helped. I hope, again, I'm not the best teacher, but I'm just trying to share a little bit of what I'm learning. So if this video helped you, please let me know, like or comment below. I really appreciate it. And let me know if there's any topics you guys would like me to provide a lesson on. Thank you for watching.